Hi guys, it's Izzy Scane.
I'm Erin, Coykendall.
And this is the Lake Show Podcast, episode 1. We're going to be answering some questions that you guys left for us on the Instagram. Bear with us, neither of us are very outgoing and we've never podcast before, so this might be very bad and anything that we say shouldn't be held against us. We were forced into this by Jack, our media guy. Anyways, let's begin.
Okay, first question. Olivia Wong, first time meeting.
The first time we met?
Yeah.
I actually don't really know. So before the rule was in place for like recruiting, both of us got recruited when I was a freshman in high school and she was were you in 8th grade when it happened? So we met when we were like 13 years old, and I think the first time was like over like Snapchat or like Instagram. We had like massive group chats and stuff. Yeah. But I would venture to guess like winter camp maybe?
Yeah, I think winter camp when, like I think you were committed and I was coming to my first camp.
Gotcha.
I don't know though.
Yeah, we had like a group of us that like, well, before we committed we didn't really know each other, but then like we'd slowly start Snapchatting and go and follow each other on Instagram, and then we'd have to meet in person at camps and stuff, and it was very awkward. But it was also awesome because like we've known each other for like 10 years now. So yeah, it's probably winter or summer camp here at Northwestern.
Yeah. Rebecca Lax, 13. What was the moment you fell in love with the sport?
My love. Love of my life, lacrosse. You can answer first.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I started playing like when I was in kindergarten, so I've played it for a long time. So I feel like, I don't know. I think it really clicked for me in like 3rd or 4th grade, like when I started playing boys lacrosse. So once I started playing girls lacrosse, I feel like that changed. But
yeah. I feel like that makes sense. When did you switch to girls? What grade?
I think like 3rd.
Dang. So I was a competitive gymnast before I started lacrosse, which I'm sure people have heard a million times. But I used to get in trouble at practice for like running around the gym floor, and my gymnastics coach actually told my parents like, I think she might do better with like a sport. She gets to like run around a little bit more. So after I quit gymnastics in 6th grade, the first like lacrosse thing I did was a boys camp with my brother. And I mean, they were right. I enjoyed running around on the field. I was playing against all younger guys, and yeah, it was fun. And I think pretty quickly I fell in love with just like the way lacrosse is and like how much fun it is. And I like team sports a lot, and I feel like that part of it was also fun, getting to play with my brothers and with the guys at the time. And then switching to girls was obviously a little bit of a different game, but loved it every second. And there's definitely like up and down waves of how much I enjoyed lacrosse, but I feel like that's how everything goes. And then since then I've absolutely loved it. Obviously I've been here for a million years, so clearly I like it a little bit.
Yep. Okay. Blue in review. Tell us about your recruiting process. How did you come to select Northwestern?
So again, we were like 12 and 13 at the time.
Pre-rule.
Yeah. What?
Pre-recruiting rule.
Yeah, this was pre the like rule where you had to wait till September of your junior year.
Yeah.
So we were munchkins. We were little. And I mean, I'm from Michigan, which is like 5 hours from Chicago. So Northwestern at the time was like off their like 7th national championship, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go there. Like that's like what I said to myself, and obviously I didn't actually believe that, but like that was my like little dream. And then as I got older, I started going to camps and stuff, and I don't know when it really happened. I mean, I committed my freshman year, but I remember at winter camp, Kelly wanted me to like basically commit, and my parents were like, well, she's got to go look at some other places for like the next month just to like make sure. But like I always kind of knew, and then I came back the next month for this little like mini tournament they had here, and that's when I committed. But yeah, young.
Yeah, I think for me, it was also young, like 9th grade, but I chose Northwestern because, well, in 3rd grade we had to write like letters to ourselves that we would open our senior year of high school, and in mine I said I want to play lacrosse at Northwestern, which like I don't remember doing, but
That's so
but
cool.
like when I was that young, the reason I wanted to go to Northwestern was because like when I would watch their games, they were the only team that wore shorts instead of skirts, so that was like huge for me. And then
that sounds like you.
and then like a lot of girls from my area played at like Danielle Spencer's from my area, and like there's a lot more from her high school that played, like Hillary Bowen and just a lot of like really successful players that played at Northwestern are from my area. So just like watching them was really cool. And then, yeah, I don't know, Danielle was the assistant when I got recruited, so she did a lot of my recruiting, and I just loved it. So yeah, that's why I chose here. Sarah Tanner and M. Peeps, they both kind of asked similar questions. How do you balance your school life with your athlete life, and what's it like being an athlete who's a student, for example? What's your schedule like?
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I can go. I think it's a little bit different. Like, my undergrad was different than my grad program, but for both, I would just say we have like a pretty good routine going where a lot of our days look the same, so you get into like an easy flow and you really get to like, you can figure that out pretty quickly. Like your practice slot is the same. You have like a lift schedule that is like on a pattern, so that's pretty easy to kind of figure out. And then just balancing like schoolwork, I would say just really like leaning on our resources, and I mean, you learn pretty quickly how to manage your time and when you should be doing your homework and like when your class schedule is. So I feel like just really leaning on the resources that they have. We have incredible academic staff downstairs, so
yeah, definitely.
On the third floor.
Yeah, I mean, pretty similar. I feel like as soon as you get to school, you're kind of like hit with like, you kind of have a million things going on at once, which is awesome. And you're thrown into like a big team, which is a really cool part about it, is like you're never at school like without a group of friends because you're on like a sports team. So the way I always looked at it, like I grew up with all boys, but being on a girls lacrosse team or women's lacrosse team, you get like 35 built-in friends that like are forced to kind of be friends with you. And that's like when you come in freshman year, you're just like thrown into a big group of girls and
forced to be friends with you.
You are, like, in a way. It sounds weird, but like obviously you become close. But it is cool, like coming in, that helped me a lot because you see so many girls that are older than you coming through, and they've done it obviously for years prior, like a year prior, and they kind of show you the ropes a little bit in terms of like practice and like the ins and outs and like how to schedule your classes. And yeah, you kind of just get used to like she said, it's kind of like a pattern. You like have class, and then you have practice, and then you get to eat dinner and like hang out with your friends and do homework, and it kind of just like balances out. And obviously the time of year is a little bit different. Like season's very busy, obviously, because you travel more with games and stuff. But yeah, you just kind of get in a sway of things, and then you get to just hang out with all your best friends like all the time, which is very fun. It makes like the busy days go a lot quicker and feel a lot less busy because you're with people you enjoy being around. So I've always liked that about being on a big team.
I like this next one. Katie Rye, favorite game ever played in?
I feel like
this is like a trick question.
Yeah, there's like an obvious answer, I would say.
Yeah, but like.
Besides that, should we? Well, okay. So
okay, well, we can talk about that game, then what we can do besides that.
Yeah, you talk first about it. Obvious answer: national championship, 2023. Was sick.
Yeah, I feel like that's obvious, but we just had so much fun in that game. Like, I just feel like even like before the game, like our vibes were so good, and like just that whole weekend we had really good vibes, and like it was just fun, and it never felt like there was like pressure to do anything, because at that point it's like you made it as far as you could in the season, so it's like you really don't have anything to lose, you just have everything to gain. It's kind of how we like approach that. So I feel like just from like literally all over the field, it was just fun.
Yeah, very.
Like even though it was pouring rain and everything, no one like that wasn't even like I don't even remember it being raining and like being rainy until I like rewatched the game.
And my hand slipping mistake a little bit. I do remember that. But like I feel like it was just like by that time too of the year, like everyone's just like so on the same page and like clicking like so effortlessly, which is a little crazy with that many people like going into one thing. Like sometimes you'd think there'd be resistance, but everyone was just like so on the same page, and the vibes were just so good and fun. And like we're pulling up to the game, and like all our friends and family are like basically banging on the bus windows, because if they could, they would. And our coaches let us play like whatever music we wanted on the bus, which was a little inappropriate. And but it was great. It got everyone just like so pumped up. And like Erin said, like I feel like when you make it to that point in the season, like you've extended your season as far as you can. So it's just like about going out there and having fun. And like you said, like there's a lot to gain, but you're not losing anything because you've got the most out of your time. But obviously winning is a lot more fun than losing. We've been on both sides of it multiple times, and yeah, it was great. It was a blast. But other than that, my freshman year, which was before Erin got here, actually. Sorry, Erin. We won Big Tens at Johns Hopkins. It was like pouring rain also. Rain's a good vibe. And I remember at the time we like weren't supposed to win that game at all. And we went to the Big Ten championship, and it was pretty similar vibes of just go for it. You have nothing to lose. And we ended up winning the game. And I just remember that being like one of the points in my time here. I was like, wow, like this team can do like very, very big things. And yeah, that was an exciting one for me. But I don't know about you.
Kind of a hot take, but like on the opposite end, when we lost to UNC in the semifinal, just because like obviously in the moment it's like sucked and it was awful, but like I feel like it just really set the stage for last year, and like definitely. I don't know if like we would have had the same result as last year without that game. So like in the moment, definitely not my favorite game, and like obviously like choose a game that we would win. But looking back at it, I think that's like one game that just like will always stick out in my head, and just like
a turning point.
Yeah, just like the feeling we all felt in that game, because like obviously we lost the game, but we also like really did dominate that game for 3 quarters, and so I think it like sparked a sense of belief in us too as a group. But yeah, hard times. Shout out the documentary.
It's a good one. You should watch it. YouTube.
Okay. Allie Berkery.
How did she make it in here?
Who do you miss most from the 2023 team, and why?
Allie Berkery. No, I'm just kidding. She's probably up there. I mean, I miss everyone. That team last year, like, that was definitely one of the closest group of girls I've ever been a part of. Like, the girls that we had were just so excited to be there, like, worked so hard, and just were, like, such good friends off the field. Obviously, without that, you can't have the chemistry you have on the field. But, yeah, I mean, I miss Ellen Burks I lived with last year, the 2 remaining from my class. Haley Radigan and Molly obviously transferred in, but Elle Hansen and Allie Berkery were my roommates and best friends last year. So definitely miss them. If they had another year, that would have been very cool. But I'm happy, obviously, to be back. But I do miss having my grade buddies with me. But, yeah.
Yeah. Burks, miss you so much, girl.
Burks, great question. You're awesome.
But yeah, like as you said, I miss everyone. I also miss my roomie Johanna.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Izzy covered it. Like you miss the whole team. Like there's such a good group, so can't really count it. Like just say one person.
Yeah.
Dear Eloise, this one's for you. Do you think your injury last year pushed you to play your best?
Yeah, I think that was obviously like such a bummer. Like it was my senior year, like last game of the fall ball season, like just completely not anticipated whatsoever, and was like a very big shock. And I think through that whole process, like coming back from that's just like such a long, like grueling process. Like anyone who's done it, like just kind of like whatever. But I think I just got so much stronger from it, like mentally, physically. Like my relationships with people got much better because you have to just like lean on people. And I think by the time like you get back from like all that hard work, you're just like, you don't think about anything, which is, I feel like I'm such a competitive person and such an overthinker that like I always would think so much about lacrosse. And when I came back from being hurt, there was just like no space for that because I was just like so excited to be playing. And I think that just opens you up to just playing a little bit more like yourself and a little bit more free and with less nerves. And I think in a lot of ways that helped me play a lot better last year than I had prior because I just kind of let go of the expectations because I was just glad that I was playing, because once you get stuff taken away, it makes you appreciate it a lot more once you're back, cheesy as it is. It's true. So yeah, definitely helped me. I wouldn't want to do it again, but it was very helpful.
Ellie Wallace, 16. What is your biggest tip for dealing with self-doubt? Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Self-doubt who?
I feel like it's definitely something, like it's not, like everyone deals with it. Yeah. Like I deal with it. I think it's just about like being able to control it, and like we talk a lot about like our mindset and how we like approach the game from that side, and like not necessarily the like tactical side, but more so just like how we're controlling our thoughts and stuff. And I think one of the biggest things that I've like come to learn is that confidence is a choice. So like like you can make the choice to believe in yourself or not. But I think like something I've really like leaned on is just like trusting the preparation. So like knowing that like we put in the work all the time, and like all the extra work that people like you might do or like go to practice and do like also is helping you. And so I feel like just like choosing to trust that instead of kind of like doing all that. Like if you do all that and you don't trust it, it's kind of useless. I feel like also with that, like last year, a lot of what we talked about was like if we control what we can control, like having fun and like complete effort and just like focusing on the things that we can control. Like we don't worry about the refs. Like we do all the right things. Like even if the outcome of the game, like even if we were to lose by 1 goal, like we would still be proud of the effort we put forth. And I think that's like kind of just how we approach, like as a group we approach it. Like
so that takes a lot of pressure off. By the time you're just doing what you can do, and then by the time the games happen,
like she said it in her in your interview after the game, you were like, we could have lost, but like it wouldn't have taken away from like the whole experience and everything, and like we still would have like had a great year. So oh, I just got a FaceTime from John. Shout out John.
Shout out John, the man.
Who's your biggest role? Oh, Emily Correa. Sorry, Emily. Who's your biggest role model in lacrosse?
My biggest role model? Erin Coykendall.
I was going to say there's only one right answer.
She is so good. She's all the things that I'm not. No, I mean, honestly, that is true. But like growing up, I feel like I watched so many different players and tried to like watch videos of them and play like them or attempt to. I don't know how much it worked out, but I don't know, like Taylor Thornton, she played here back when I was in middle school, high school maybe. Loved her game. Like Kayla Trainer, like she was incredible. Any of these players, I feel like I like players that use like physicality to their advantage. I mean, obviously that's like kind of my style, so I tried to emulate those girls growing up. And there's just like so many incredible people too, like that they've done such great things outside of being good lacrosse players, which I feel like those are the girls you kind of take note of as well. So I always tried to be like that as well. I don't know. There's a lot of people to look up to.
Yeah, I feel like for me it was like a lot of Northwestern players just like coming to the camps since like middle school, just like the vibes and energy, and like it wasn't even as much about them as players. Like obviously there was like phenomenal players, but just the vibes. I think like growing up I watched, like I said, like Danielle and all those girls play and like win national championships, which was pretty cool. But but yeah, like I don't know, when I got older I always felt like Sam Apuzzo was really fun to watch.
Oh,
like
she's incredible.
Her and like Kenzie were just like really fun to watch and really creative. So I don't know, there was a lot, even
of
like
incredible players. Really, honestly.
Okay. Avanuj. Sorry, Avanuj. On the dance.
Sorry. We're trying our best.
Oh man. Oh Lord. On the dance floor, what's the go-to move you do together?
Together?
Yeah.
We dance together all the time.
Probably slow dance.
Yeah, we actually just hands are on the hips. She leads, obviously. We just slow dance to as fast a music as possible. No, we don't know how to dance, either of us.
No. Sorry. B. Baker 15. What did you do in high school to get ahead?
Like lacrosse? You go first.
I'm going to approach it as lacrosse-wise.
Yeah, I would assume. I would assume that's
I mean, honestly, to start, like, my mom always told me to take AP classes. I never wanted to because, like, I just wanted to, like, do kind of the minimum in school, and I just felt like they wouldn't transfer. I did take a few, and I think I got 1 or 2 to transfer here. Northwestern only takes, like, 4s and 5s.
Yes, they're very strict.
But they did make a big difference. I was able to graduate early, which I was, like, really...
Makes it more fun.
Like, it was really awesome to not have to take classes my senior spring, so that was awesome. But in terms of lacrosse, I spent a lot of time on the wall. Yeah. Like rebounder.
Got a good stick. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest thing. And I think like I'll die on the hill that you could never like do enough wall ball. Yeah. Like I just feel like being comfortable with your stick and like every different position and being able to kind of like get creative. Like you literally have no idea the positions you'll find yourself in are crazy. Like, so I feel like just getting comfortable with your stick in all different places is crucial. So that was kind of for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, academically, I don't know how many APs I took. I took maybe one, couple. No, but I think just like getting in the mode of like scheduling, time management, make sure you're getting your work done. That always helped me because that just makes everything more enjoyable when you kind of are on top of things. When you're scrambling, that makes things a little bit more hard to like kind of be in the moment and enjoy what you're doing. So I just working hard on that front, and then because that obviously prepares you for college as well. And then lacrosse wise, I feel like, so I'm from Michigan, so like lacrosse isn't as big as it is in like some other areas of the country. So I think for me, just like continuing to like enjoy the game as much as possible, like play as much with the people around me that like I knew were making me a better player and a better person. And then like on top of that, just like working on being like a good teammate, like a good, like not just making myself better, but trying to make the people around me better. And I think that's just like something that's like a good life lesson. Like you're going to need people around you to support you and you support them. So working on that with like the kids from my high school and my brothers, I don't know about like necessarily drills. My stick skills aren't what Erin's are. I wasn't on the wall as much as she was, but like stuff like that, just like continue to like work hard and like learn different ways to play the game, just because when you get to college, it's like a completely new arena.
I also feel like, I feel like watching too, just like watching as many like,
Definitely.
Especially once the college season starts, like there's so much good lacrosse being played that like, like high school season is in full swing when our season's in full swing, so it's not always like reasonable to go and do like a million extra reps, but like you can just like sit and watch and you'll learn a lot from that too.
Definitely, that's a good point.
Okay, break.
Hard times, gonna make you wanna why you even try. Hard times, gonna take you down enough for you to cry. These times, I still don't know how we can survive. Hard times, and now you're gonna get to rock bottom.
Kit Kat Seelig 42. How did you two come to have such a good chemistry on the field?
Oh God, we have such good chemistry.
Sparks are flying.
How about you? You tell me, Erin. Tell me what you love about me. No, I'm just kidding. But why do you think we have such a good connection?
I mean, I feel like it helps that like we're really close as friends, and like we literally like we'll fight like sisters, like
Yep.
But like
straight up.
We will always have each other's backs, and I think that's like something that we've both really come to learn and like appreciate. And like I think like being able to like go both ways, we're like we'll literally fight like sisters, but then like know that we always have each other's back is just like, I think that's huge for our on field. I don't know.
I feel like if you like trust people off the field, like makes it a lot easier to trust like on the field, like especially because we work like all the time together, like we see what we put in together and like we see how hard we're working for each other. And like I think same goes for our whole team, not just you and I, but like anyone on our team would like do anything for the people around them. And I think when you have that like kind of relationship, like we've known each other for what, I'm a sixth year now, so like almost 10 years, 9 years, 9 years. So we've known each other for a very, very long time. And obviously, like she said, we're in a lot of ways like sisters, like we can fight, and then the second I need anyone, like I know who to call. And it's like that with a lot of people on our team. And I think that allows for like just like a lot of fun on the field and a lot of like trust in each other and a lot of like true celebration for each other as well. Like when she does good things, like that is more exciting to me than anything that I can ever do. So I feel like makes it easy to play well with someone when you get along the way we do and have as good of close as a relationship as we do. Yeah.
Next one's like pretty much the same thing from Gianna Falk. How has their friendship off the field influenced the way they're able to connect on the field? Yeah. Same thing.
Like
I just feel like we've like known each other for a while, but also been close. Like our families are close. They, like her brother played in a club in Rochester, like upstate New York. So they would travel and stay with us like over the summers to like for him to go to his practices and stuff. So just like our families are close, and yeah. Okay.
Oh boy.
Luli BW. Has there ever been any sort of rivalry between them as they are compared often? Yeah, all the time.
I hate her.
It's bad.
It makes me really angry. Don't even talk about us in the same sentence.
No.
No.
Like, I feel like people, like, I don't know, I just, like, don't really feel like we're compared often. Like, I
No.
almost feel like we're contrasted.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we have, like, such different styles
cool.
of play
Yeah.
that, like, it's not, like, I don't know, maybe that's just, like, from us. Like, maybe outside people think we're compared. But,
Yeah.
like, I feel like I don't view it as that. Like, I think it's, like, it's usually, like, if I'm rewatching a game and, like, announcers
Yeah.
are saying stuff, like, about us, I feel like it's, like, contrasting us, but, like, in the best way possible because it's, like, how our, like, I don't think, like, if we had, like, two of the exact same, like, style of play, like, it might not flow
Work
as
the same way,
well. And I feel like because our styles of play are so different, like,
Yeah.
we can work together so well. And, like, I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, and I think, like, I mean, speaking for myself, but, like, I'm sure similar your way, but, like, I think I wouldn't be half the player I am without you on the field with me and, like, the girls on our team on the field with us. So, like, when it comes down to that kind of stuff, like she said, we have such different styles of play, but they work very well off each other. And, like, Erin knows exactly what I'm trying to do when I'm trying to do it and, like, sets me up for whatever, and I can set her up in those ways as well. And I feel like we know each other so well that it just, like, works on the field. So if it was ever a competition, like, I feel like that wouldn't allow for kind of, like, the flow of our team and just, like, success and, like, as much fun as we have. So, yeah, I feel like maybe other people, whatever, but we're just, like, such different players in that way. And I try as much as I can to get some of those traits from you and vice versa. And so it's been fun. I feel like we've both changed a lot as players since we've got to play as much as we have together. And, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be the player I am without you next to me. So it's cool.
Aww. Me neither. But yeah, I
This
feel
is
like
the
it
most
also.
we've ever said nice things. Genuinely, this is the
Yeah,
most
literally.
straight up nice things we've ever said to each other. So,
But I feel like it goes back to the friendship thing too. Like, there's no rivalry because I feel like when Izzy succeeds, like, I feel like I'm succeeding because, and also, like, it's just the, like, mentality of our team. Like, you don't come to Northwestern to, like, win the Touraton.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you come to Northwestern to win national championships, and then you win the Touraton, like as a byproduct of, like, the success of our team. And, like, I just feel like that, like, is just like the biggest thing is, like, no one's, like,
and we play a team sport.
like, no one's striving to, like,
Outdo
get all,
someone.
like, and it's just, like, I don't know, I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
M's Coy, why are you guys so
I miss
awkward?
Coykendall. Love you.
Why are you guys so awkward? Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Plant corn, you get corn type thing.
Yep, that's all it is.
Patricia Scane.
Hi, Mom.
Who would win
Trish.
backyard lax? Isabel and Erin or the Scane brothers?
Do
Seriously.
we really have to?
I feel like this is, like, a proven fact.
Yeah, we've done this. It's easy. Pool lacrosse.
Full lacrosse.
Injuries happen.
Injuries.
Still won.
Cormac
Got nothing.
took like a chunk out of Emily's finger.
Like
my
full
sister.
skin. Yeah. We used to play a lot of backyard lacrosse. Erin and I dominate, obviously. My brothers are
I feel
and
like
her sister.
Yeah.
It's just not the same, you know?
Yeah, it's just like James might be a little washed up now too.
James is washed up. He's old. Griffin's, you know, you can get in his head easy.
Yeah.
And Cormac's Cormac. He's a
Cormac
baby.
is a crier.
So us, easily. Yeah, Cormac.
Every time they would come to our house and, like, we'd always play, like, backyard lacrosse or, like, literally anything, dodgeball, like, water balloon fights, and Cormac would just, like, literally get the crap eaten out of him, and it would always be like, Cormac, stop crying or else we're gonna have to go home, because, like, it was, like, the last day, and, like, we would start, like, having a water balloon fight or something so that, like, they didn't have to go home, and then Cormac would start crying, and they'd all be like, Cormac, stop, like, they'd literally be, like, punching him and stuff, and then he'd start crying, and they're like, okay, stop or else we're gonna have to go home. That's like a core memory. Like, my parents, like, quote that all the time, like, Cormac, stop crying or else we're gonna have to go home, even though you guys literally just, like, beat the crap out of him, like.
The youngest. Toughened him up.
Can I add an honorary question?
Ooh.
My roommate Dylan. She asked. She sent me in a question. Who's your favorite roommate?
Aww.
And it's Dylan. She's my only roommate, but that doesn't matter. She's still my favorite.
Still would be your favorite even if it wasn't her.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I love going home and seeing Dylan sitting there. It's really awesome.
She's the light of my life.
She really is.
Yeah. That's all.
Wrap it up.
How do we wrap it up?
How do you guys think it went? Do a little like post-game interview.
You know, I feel like we got really deep with each other. Said
I
some
feel
really
like-
awesome things to each other.
Yeah, I feel like this is like as serious as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what our next
Yeah,
episode's
this is-
gonna be, but
This is a little deep, a little too.
but you have to. Yeah, I guess you just have to.
Those
be.
are the questions you asked. It's not our fault, you know. You want us to get sentimental, we got sentimental. But yeah, I think it was all right. You know, felt like we were just chit chatting, which is nice.
We're also gonna like feature more girls in the team.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so send recommendations of who you want to see on here.
Stay tuned for guests.
And
Sit
what you-
right between us, right
yeah.
here in the middle. We'll hold their hands and welcome
And
them.
what you want us to ask them.
Yeah, or like what else you'd like to see on our podcast. Now that we're started up, first episode down. Easy.
Easy.
That was
The lights
easy.
are really bright.
Yeah, the lights are blinding, so don't do this unless you're
Lights
really
too
strong
bright.
and have good eyes.
Can't perform under pressure.
All right, well, that's all we got for you. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for more episodes to come.
Go watch Hard Times.
Hard Times, YouTube.
YouTube.
Northwestern Women's Lacrosse.
Link in bio. Is it?
Think so.
In the bio?
Somewhere. Bye-bye.
If it's not, you can put it in it.